So it's terrible. The Queen, she's had to cancel a trip. What more can you tell us about this?
Well, nobody was supposed to know about this anyway, and it was The Sun, of course, that broke this story as a result of a piece of, how should we call it, pressure journalism. But even they didn't know that the Queen had actually spent the night in the King Edward VII Hospital for Officers in London, the hospital of choice for royalty to go for treatment. Yes, I thought she looked very tired on Tuesday when she was hosting a big business event at Windsor Castle, along with Boris Johnson and Prince Charles, but there was no mention till the Wednesday that the trip to Northern Ireland had been cancelled at such short notice. Problem with the Queen, though, is she's always been there. And you forget, perhaps, that she is a very elderly lady, 95, going on 96, and yet still pushes herself to do what she sees as her duty. And of course, at her coronation, she was anointed as the monarch of the country, and she takes that very seriously. She's a very religious lady as well, as I suppose befits the head of the Church of England. And there's no two ways about it. She's looking exhausted, looking tired. She's had a packed diary. And of course, they are trying to make sure that she's got reserves of strength for next year's bean feast and jamboree of, well, the Platinum Jubilee. So this was really, I think, to check out some symptoms she'd been reporting. What worried me was that when eventually a statement was issued by Buckingham Palace, these investigations were called preliminary investigations. So what does the hospital know, and what are they preparing for? That's the question hanging in the air at the moment, I think.
Well, we love the Queen, don't we? Now, but away from her, there's also been some calls for Meghan Markle to be stripped of her royal titles for being too political in America.
Well, yes, this famous letter that she's written about parental leave. Now, I don't think anyone would differ about the importance of parents sharing those very important first days when a baby's born, settling into family, those first cries, etc., etc. But the thing is, parental leave has already been debated at a high level in America. The only thing I think they're sticking on at the moment is the extent of it. And I think a lot of people were quite cross, A, that she signed herself as a Duchess, that the letter was written on headed paper, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's office, all these little links with the royal family that, of course, they've consistently attacked with word bombs from the other side of the Atlantic. And, of course, Meghan did paint herself a little bit in that letter as rather like Orphan Annie in a print frock, eating Sizzler salad meals, when actually, of course, as we know, her father was an award-winning lighting designer, and of course she went to quite a she private school, so she didn't have quite perhaps the deprived time that the letter seems to insinuate. Maybe she's a little bit behind the news here, and they do say that her face might be a little red after this.